one is value the people around you, not because they will play a part in your success. Just value them. Give trust to everyone that you meet. Until
Proven wrong.
until proven wrong, until proven unworthy, because that's gonna happen to you too.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to the Quintessentials podcast, where we talk about stories that shape us. And obviously, this is part 2. If you're listening to this, please check out part 1. But today we got a special guest. But before we introduce him, my name is Jonathan.
My name is Dom, and we are once again your host for the Kwentossential podcast.
Let's get it.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, carrying on, this is part 2 of with our special guest, Mike Acuna, who does it all, everything under the sun. You know, we were talking earlier from the previous episode about your hosting. I want to move on to because you do so much. That we want to dive into what a lot of people, even myself, I have a little bit of information that I know about it, is voice acting, which you are freaking excellent at. By the way, JP,
Thank you.
check him out. He posted some videos on Facebook, and oh my gosh, just the range of this master Mike, si boss Mike Acuna, on how he does voice acting. And how did you know that you could do this earlier in life?
Man, I always knew that I was a weird kid growing up. Like we were talking about, like JPU and I, we're talking about, imitating everything that we like, mimicking everything that we saw on TV. And I maybe I knew in my heart. I know it's really vague, but I knew in my heart that there was going to be a place for that in my future. You know, it was one of those things that you just really want to do. Like, I don't know, like by the time that you hit like 18, 21 out here, like you just know, you may not know what you want to be, but you know what you're going to be not.
Right.
All right. So like astronaut is out of the picture. I'm not going to be an astronaut. Lawyer is not going to be a picture.
NBA player. No.
Yeah, NBA player, because I did play. Fun fact about my younger years. When I was in high school and college, I played varsity basketball. I was a team captain, and I was the shortest on the team at 5'5". I grew an extra inch. That came out wrong. Anyway,
I mean, hey, I didn't think of it until you said that. So
it's all good.
We're
sorry. We're pretty much of the same height, so
yes,
I understand.
Are we
same height? You sure?
Yeah, I'm about 5, like barely 5'6".
I think JP's 5'7". I'm the shortest one, so I'm 5'5".
Whoa! What the?
You're not
That's
5'5".
That's sick. How'd you do that? That actually
Sorry,
threw me
it's
off.
just-
I was like,
I'm
whoa.
telling
Something that
you,
comes out.
No,
Sorry.
that's fine. Don't.
Sorry.
Hey, be
Yeah.
you, man. That's all matters.
Yeah. So
Talking about that, what is like, I'm sorry, I forgot to cut you off, but I was so excited to ask you because you do so many voices.
Yeah.
What's your favorite or go-to voice that you do, even just for fun?
I have the old Lolo from Batangas voice.
Oh, I want to hear that.
Give us a sample.
Ay, nako. Anak, makiabot mga aring mo ko. Yung aking abaniko at ako'y init na rin eh. Yung aking arenola dahil lang puputog ng aking pantog. Ay, nako. Pagkakainit talaga dito sa Taal. Kailan ba tayo bababa ng Maynila, ha? Ay, putang ina. Sa init na ito. Nako. Makatakbo nga sa playa dahil do'y malamig-lamig. Malamig-lamig doon ay makalanghap ng kaunting hanging amihan galing doon sa dagat. Nako, makapagpalamig ng itlog. Ay, nako, magkakainit talaga din eh.
So yeah.
No, that is. I swear. As soon as you did that voice, it sounded like someone I knew. So like the person I knew just came into my head. I was like, yo, that's so funny. Oh my goodness.
I mean, you get to do those voices and man, even my fiance Anne, whom Dom is close
Shout
to
out,
as well.
Anne. I hope you're watching.
Yeah,
We miss
you know, one of the things that I keep her entertained is I have these go-to voices for stereotypes in the Philippines. Like if you're to, for example, talk to someone who graduated from Ateneo, excuse me, the Ateneo.
Oh, are you talking about the Konyo accent?
Yeah, they call it Konyo, pero I mean,
That's my
I refrain
favorite
from
right now, bro.
I refrain from using that word because we both know what that means in Spanish,
What it
right?
means exactly? Yeah.
Like
I don't. What is
sobrang
that?
layo niya from, because
What's
it's not a good
konyo?
word. It's a
Oh.
konyo. Yeah. So
It's
yung when, for example, if you're to talk to someone from who graduated from the Ateneo and one of these
at Neo.
prestigious schools that try to avoid Tagalog as much as they can. Like I
Yeah.
have a voice for that too.
Sounds
So
Yeah.
it kind of sounds like,
Pare,
pare.
good pare.
Pare, tangina, nakapunta ka ba dun sa Venetia last
Ito
night?
yeah.
Shit, pare. The
Did you
bitches
make
were
buy the
banging,
Starbucks
bro.
na pare?
The bitches were banging, pare. Like, I was touching her ass, and she didn't even know, pare. I think that she was fucking high. Bro,
Grabe ka.
talagang, pare. Like, even my girlfriend, she was passed out in the fucking car, pare. She
Oh
didn't
my.
even know that I was
Grabe.
in the bar. Tangina, pare. So, yeah, you
Yeah.
got those
That's
voices.
so funny because, like, okay, so me being born in Canada, like,
Yep.
not knowing like that side of my culture, like, to
Yeah.
it's going viral on social media. That's the only way I see that. And to see it like
Yeah.
actually, oh, that's
Right.
like legit. It's actually a real stereotype that we have.
It
I'm
is.
like, oh my goodness, because like, man, there's some kids, some funny guys on TikTok who do these. And like I send it to my
Yep.
friends, my brother, and I'm like, we're dying because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is stupid. But
It
man,
is
I
very
didn't
stupid.
realize that's
It's
legit.
real.
That's
Kapatid, yeah.
that's like the Cali girl voice. Like, oh my goodness, like totally. Let's
my
go get some
God.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
With
so
a
funny.
vocal fry.
And then
Yeah,
like
they do the vocal fry.
and then you get like the skater guy be like, dude, man, I was like surfing the waves and like crashing those boards. Yo, I was like doing an ollie on my skateboard, bro, and like, yo, totally, you know.
Yo, that was rad, right?
Yo, I was, oh man, that
That
was
was-
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That was gnarly.
Radical. Sounded like
It's so-
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's bro. That's what I was thinking.
It's it's so fun doing voices. Actually, when
You do
I
voices.
met Mike through he actually won. We were talking about hosting, right? He won
Yeah.
the host of the year back in 2018, I believe, if I'm
Mhm.
not mistaken.
Mhm.
And I met him, and I think we clicked in a way where I can see someone doing what I do, and he's just a freaking cool guy, man. He was just a freaking cool guy. After that, he amazed me when he did the Joker too of Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I remember that nasa ano tayo pare, Tres Maria. Is it
Yeah.
or Maria? In front of Josh's house
Yes.
condo.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. And we were talking about it, and then he goes, "Yeah, I was doing this. My father was a drinker," and I was like, "Oh my god,
And the fiend.
I love you."
He goes off crazier than usual.
Yeah.
Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So it's
No,
that whole skit. Like
that's so sick, man. So okay, I know where we're getting into that. What's your
Yeah.
real accent? Because I know
A
like
real accent.
people have accents. For example, like telemarketers or like people on the phone, they have this
Yep.
higher pitched voice to kind of sound less threatening. And then you have
Yeah.
like people in the hood who are like lower voice, be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like what's
Yeah.
yours?
Yeah.
What's your real
project-
accent, real voice?
this is my real voice. A lot
Mhm.
of people think that especially out here in the Philippines. Can I just say just two things?
Yeah, go for
Number
it.
one,
Yes.
for the stereotypes that we were doing earlier, the Atenean accent, the Lasallian accent, Xavier accent, they give the people who talk like that actually give folks who speak in English but actually are smart a bad rep
Yes.
because they're
I agree.
basically
I
just
see that.
blabbing. switching between two languages and trying to make it sound cool. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I'm sorry. But yeah,
It's all good. It's all good.
because yeah, and number two, what was the question? Sorry, my accent.
Yeah, your real accent.
People think that I'm modulating my voice, but this is my real voice.
Oh.
This is my real voice. When I modulate it, it's going to sound like this. You know, this is when the manipulation actually begins.
Is this your radio
have the
voice?
voice.
Because I've never heard your radio voice.
No, my radio voice is just like my voice right now.
Huh.
Okay.
It's just that a bit amplified. You got to throw it out there because you're talking to Metro Manila.
Yes,
know?
yes.
So yeah, it's gonna be sounding like it's 1:11 a.m. That time check is brought to you by Pro Friends, creating communities, transforming lives. You're with Mike on the mic on Siesta Sessions. It's banging right now. I hope you're keeping a cool head on the road. Let me play you some music. We got Taylor Swift with Fearless, only here on 875 FM1.
Yo, that is
you're
so
throwing
pro.
it. Thanks, man. You're just throwing it out there, but basically, when you bring it back to the normal tone, this is my accent. This is
Right.
kapag Tagalog ako, hindi naman nagbabago yung boses ko eh. As you may see, you know, as you may hear, this is home right here. This is my home right here. But, you know, in the spectrum of voices, I think I'm glad that I learned singing before voice acting, because when you look at it from a really technical perspective, you're practically doing the same thing. When you're singing, you're hitting notes.
Yeah.
When you're voice acting, you're hitting notes as well.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's all a matter of just changing that's where changing the texture comes in. That's where tonality comes in. It's got a lot more similarities with singing that most people would realize. But you have the, you know, just insanely talented folks that I've met in the Mothership Recording Studios to Direct Brian.
Shout out.
Like
Direct
he's
Brian.
the only, bro. You've heard him do Morgan Freeman, right?
Yes.
He's spot on. He can actually do the gravelly voice. I can't do it. I've been studying it. I've been looking up, like, the only reason I'm on TikTok is because of Frank Caliendo. Do you guys know Frank Caliendo? Like, Frank Caliendo is oh my God, he is an amazing, he's an actor, but he does a lot of impressions. Frank Caliendo used to be on Mad TV.
Oh,
Mad
with
TV
Bobby Lee in them? With
yes,
Key Peele?
yes.
Yeah.
And Norm
Classic.
McDonald. No, not Norm McDonald, but this other guy he's a tall guy. But Frank Caliendo is the guy who impersonates George Bush, and now dude, there was one TikTok, 60 seconds, wherein he did all the Avengers. And he's got a really good RDJ.
I think I might have seen that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, I gotta check it
Yo,
out.
Frank Caliendo, remember the name. You're welcome. Because even if you're not a voice actor, you're definitely gonna enjoy his videos. Yeah. So
like what? That's something I enjoy too. Just listening to like Jay Farrow. I don't know if you guys know.
Oh
Jay Farrow.
yeah.
He's so funny, man.
He's amazing.
Eddie Murphy and Will Smith is amazing.
Yes,
bro, he does a really good Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z too.
he's got the laugh too.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes a good voice actor is not only the cadence and the tone, but as well as the phrases that you say. Because like you did the Lolo earlier, right? And like you know, for someone who doesn't know that, you know, it's easy just to be like, oh, you know what this is, you know, and we'll be like, oh, that's an old guy, right? But to really be distinctive, because you mentioned exactly where this guy is from. Like,
from Batangas, Lolo from Batangas.
Certain places, no matter where you are, have their own slang, right?
Yes,
and like have their own verbiage, I guess is the word.
That's
right? And like I think that's what it is, right? Like that's what makes a good voice actor. And I think that's super cool how you not only catch the tone and like the cadence of, you know, when to say certain things, but like even getting the phrasing. And like that goes to show like, man, like I respect, like just from talking, I respect the amount of research you do. Because like in our previous episode, you talked about meeting Big Show, right?
Yeah.
Yo, to me, if I were to do a hosting gig with Big Show, I wouldn't know what to do. But the fact that you decided to go on your own, do your research, come back and be different, I think that's what sets great people apart from just mediocre people, you know, doing the work.
I agree because I agree not because you're pertaining to me. I agree because those are the same principles that I looked up on what makes people great.
Mhm.
And there's nothing special about it. You just go ahead and do it, put in the
Yeah.
work, put in the hours.
Right.
Actually, that night I did not sleep prior
Hmm.
to interviewing the Big Show. I just really had to be alone in my own head and in my own space and know that, all right, how am I going to do it my way? Because it's easy when you have a clear goal in mind.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's something that also applies to hosting. I mean, represent them well. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
making a podcast, make it interesting, or
Yeah.
at least appeal to the people whom you know are gonna like your content.
Mhm.
And of
Mm.
course, you have to know that that's not everyone.
Yeah.
With voice acting, the goal is basically just masterful mimicry.
Hmm.
I haven't reached that point, but that's where I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
So, the Lolo from Batangas, it's who's this? I think it must have been Edwin San Juan. Do you guys know
Oh,
Edwin San
Edwin
Juan?
San Juan. Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah. When he did the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every Filipino looks like this when we become old.
So that
You
was
look like
the
Ninja Turtles.
yes. So that was basically Edwin San Juan, and that's a little skit. He did about Filipinos and old
Right.
Filipino folks, right? So he was right. I realized he was right. So when you imitate someone, you gotta be able to get the nuances,
Mhm.
the mouth movements, yung mga ganun. Yeah, their
Yeah.
mannerisms come second, but just I think if you want to really be able to wear someone else's skin or have someone else's voice, the first thing that you have to develop is not your voice; it's your observational skills.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's the
Actually,
best place to start.
there's this girl on TikTok. She is a mouth actor.
I love her.
So it's this. I don't know if you know this, JP, but Mike, you know this, right?
I
So
love her.
when you do a certain voice, it's actually sometimes not the voice; it's how they move their mouth.
Okay.
Yes, it's how you
Like,
it's how this you make the sounds come out.
exactly like okay, I got I. So you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a different. If you want to go down low, you have to that how your mouth
move it.
is how do you shaped, I guess, is that
Right.
is that
Right.
word?
Right.
shape.
And sometimes the voice just comes out with your mouth being that way, right?
Because that's what it was,
Yeah.
right? Like, for example, I recently just rewatched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah,
Yo, and
great, Rami
Great movie.
Malik.
yeah, Rami Malek was so good because, like, not only did he, he practiced singing, playing piano, he had the dentures that
Yeah,
kind
yeah, the
of
mouthpiece.
the mouth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
he was talking about like how Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen, was like he didn't want to get his teeth replaced or fixed because like he knew that. Or
That's how-
I guess he was thinking that like this is what gives me that voice, you
That
know?
leverage. Yeah.
It's
And
what
I think,
made him
like-
Freddie Mercury.
Right. And I think like that goes to show with like, yeah, like there is something to do with what you're saying, Dom and Mike. And like, but just going back to what we're talking about like doing research, I think it's necessary for any industry that you're in to do the work, right? Like
right.
when me and Dom were trying to get into music, or at least when I was trying to get into music, I was I was listening to countless songs. Like I was listening to Eminem, Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, all those bigger guys trying to
Oh yeah.
figure out the art of rap. And like, you realize that each person, depending on where they are in the States, where they grew up, they have different kinds of cadences, right?
That's right. Mhm.
But in the same time, tying into what we're talking about, they also have different pronunciation of words,
That's
right?
right.
Right.
Just to fit in the flow of things. And I think to be
Right.
a good, rapper, you need to study the craft that you're, or not even just rapper, but in general, whatever industry
Yeah.
you're in. To be a good person in that industry, you need to see the ones before you and learn from them, and then
sure.
eventually create your own. Like for Mike, when you do your radio stuff, like that's your voice, like you're saying,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I think that's super dope because you take what is already perceived to everyone else as like, oh, this is the norm for radio hosts, but then you add your own voice to it and you add your own flavor. And I think that's super cool because in an industry that makes you feel like, oh, you don't really have control of creativity, you still do, right? And I like, yo, man, like you're super cool to talk to, man. Like it's just great.
Oh man, it's really hard. I was I had the privilege to watch Mike as he was working on in a mothership studio, and and I thought, bro, I ever since I was a kid, I was like you to Mike. I was doing, Stitch, the voices and whatnot, Donald Duck and the accents and whatever. But then when you're in the booth, bro, it's a different thing. I remember I tried this and I still have the video and I'm ashamed of that video. Never posted video because I remember Direct Brian, shout out to you. I remember what he said without having it recorded, diba? So I was trying to dub something in Tagalog, which actually prior to me doing that, Mike has already done it. Just to test or whatever. Just for fun. Because I was so excited. I wanted to do it and whatnot. And then I was having a hard time because there's a time limit. You have to read that line in accordance to, the time of when the for example, the actor in the moves his mouth. So I was having a hard time. And I remember Direct Brian telling me, you have a problem reading, huh? And
that's so diss. That's funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, so it's kind of like a wake up thing for me. That you think that you can do it, but then it really takes skills and hard work to do everything that you want to do. And for Mike, how did you do that? How did you just
get into that zone?
And
you shut off the world.
You probably were lying when you told me that you did worse than I did.
Oh no! I actually mean that because I don't like bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I don't like bullshitting. Because I know that I would also be the type to say to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey Dom, you missed to do this while you were, I don't know, singing and hosting." Because for me, one of the main functions of a friend is to help you get better. So sometimes it can come from in the form of constructive criticism, honesty, or sometimes even just borderline assholeness. Because friends do that. That's what
roasting.
Right, I just
couldn't believe it because when he was in the booth, I was just, oh my gosh.
He made it seem easy. That's what
exactly.
It was.
That's why. Yeah.
I mean, you watch LeBron James playing basketball. He makes it look easy. You know what I mean? So,
that's true.
I'm not saying I'm LeBron James by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, but when you get
don't worry, you got the hair.
I got the hair.
No,
I have the hairline.
LeBron James's hairline is.
Yeah,
it's receding. He said you have a hairline.
I have a hairline. Thank you. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Good joke.
So, a lot of that a lot of the shaping up had to take place inside the booth, and that was with again Direct Brian Ligsay. If you guys, our listeners, are keen on listening to something new, might want to check out the Mike Acuna podcast. Yes. It's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So just check the one. I think it was episode. It's between 10 and 15. So Direct Brian Ligsay, you listen to him, it's like he's really got a golden voice. Like he also was a radio DJ. He knows how to sing. He plays the piano. He's a tech engineer. He's a director. Oh my God! Like, I think I'm gonna be him someday. Right. I mean, he's a really cool guy. So he's actually one of the my father figures in this industry. So a lot of them, yung kay Dom, ganun lang yung comment niya. Pero there were days when we were working at this on this Spanish telenovela, and I was doing, I think, seven voices. I was doing the lead voice, and the lead has a twin. So basically,
Oh.
that's automatically two voices.
Yeah.
You've got the nice one. I think his name is the evil one is Franco. He sounds like this. Mapapasakin ka rin. Huwag kang mag-alala, Lule. May panahon para mapasakin ka.
Dang. Menacing right there. Yo.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that was two voices, and you had
Dr. Ariola.
that's his name. Yeah,
I
that was
love
his
doing that.
yeah.
Lule, kailangan kita makita ngayon din. Pumunta ka sa aking opisina. Mga alauna o alas dos. Ha?
So
Dang.
yeah, it's a lot similar. It's just a younger version of the Lolo from Batangas, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that there's an age difference between the two characters I did. And then there were times when, of course, you're not gonna be 100%. And then that's when Direk steps in and says, "Mike, gusto mo ba to?"
Oh.
Simple question. Diba? Gusto mo ba to? Kasi kahapon, game ka. Dali mong turuan. Ngayon, ito pinapagawa ko sa'yo. Ba't di mo magawa? Kasi alam mo, Mike, this is with people, with actors,
right.
starting, like, staying outside. Mike, kasi, you're a new voice actor. But this thing that you're doing, it's not just for fun, ha? This takes consistency. This takes time away from your family. So, tanga na, gagalingan mo ba o hindi? Kasi alam mo, sinasayang mo oras mo. Wag na yung oras ko, ah. Kasi ako, bayad ako dito eh. Alam mo yun? Sabi, so parang, shit. Right, like, and oh my God. So parang, see, I'm freaking out just thinking about that memory.
Yeah.
So you got those times when you freeze up, and then two things can happen. It's either you don't move at all, or you get out of your comfort zone and say, fuck that version of me 5 seconds ago. I'm going to try something else. Yeah, you got to be able to say it. Fuck that person, that version of me 5 seconds ago. This is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diba? I think yun nga, yung 7 seconds of bravery ano ba yun? 7 seconds of bravery? Or 7 seconds of courage? Something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, you might want to check that out. But yeah, you'd get comments like, ay, sige Mike, hindi mo makuha to. Siguro may ibang director na magtuturo sa'yo nito. Next. Yeah. But it doesn't
Wow.
you can tell that as a director, he has clear expectations of you.
Right. He has the vision, basically.
He has a vision. So you can't question that. Like he doesn't, that he's a good guy. And he knows how to push you to be your best version.
Right.
There were just like times that we were just messing around. He would ask me to, Mike, pasok ka nga doon sa booth. Di ba medyo ganun magsalita si Direk.
Yeah.
Mike, pasok ka nga sa booth. Tapos gumawa ka ng alien sounds. Anong pangalan ng alien na yun? Pero hindi ka gamit ng alpabeto, ha? Like, sige, lumabas ka na.
Oh.
Shit. I was there for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to step out and we proceed to have dinner.
Okay.
Like you really have to be. I think the point of that whole exercise was he wants you to find out for yourself how creative you are. And creative and crazy often go hand in hand.
Right.
So, always gotta be in a playful kind of realm in your head.
Yeah.
If you're in sacred ground, and that sacred ground is the booth. If I'm hosting, it's the stage. If I'm singing, it's the stage. So yeah. It's really mostly like everything I do is behind this
microphone
guy right here.
Mic.
Yeah.
Mike behind the mic.
That's why you were born with
Yeah.
that name, man.
Mike behind
Yeah,
the
I
mic.
know. I know. My
That's
nickname was
So Mike, you mentioned that you host, you voice act,
yeah.
and you also said that you were a guy of all different trades. What else do you do
Yeah.
that makes
That
Mike
people don't know,
Acuna?
maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a father of 3.
Hey.
Caleb is Andy is 14. She just turned 14. Caleb is 13, he's gonna be getting circumcised tomorrow.
Ay,
Yeah.
he's gonna be a man. Respect.
I'm
boy.
excited for him.
Boy.
He's gonna become a man. You know.
Yo, my guy.
That's
You're
what's
gonna
up.
start growing things that
Shout
Nate
out,
didn't had any growth before.
I hope they get to watch this. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, he's gonna be circumcised tomorrow.
That's
And
what's
then
up.
Evan is 9. Of course, I've already mentioned Anne, my fiance, the love of my life. And that's my partner right there. That's my partner in crime. My partner in
Bonnie and Clyde.
all
What's
things.
up?
Yeah. It's my ride or die chick.
Yeah. Family.
Yeah. So family, man.
That's what's up.
I really love those guys. Like they are. I was growing up. I didn't realize how big of a role my own family is gonna play in my life. I thought it was gonna be just like, oh man, they're gonna be getting in the way of everything that I got going right now. No,
Yeah.
man, I'm on my way to like stardom and fame and money. But no, I was looking at it from the wrong angle. They are the fuel to that fire. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be as inspired. And I'm not talking about earning money and being able to provide. It's just keeping you sane and happy and grounded. Because it's easy to lose your way. It's easy to lose your way doing what you do. You just talk for a living. You earn a lot of money. That's what hosting basically is.
Right.
But when you got family like the ones that I have, good family, they strive. They keep you striving to be better. Like, what's next from here? Like, if you're tired of this version of you look at them and say, because they're growing themselves. Like, it allows me a peek inside my own childhood, and the like. Sometimes I see my kids as the kid that I wanted to be growing up. So,
that's nice.
yeah. So, plus you got Anne. It's always a fun time with Anne. We like a lot of. There are a lot of things that we have. Like our common interests of ours. And what else? I've what makes Mike is I love my friends, dude. I love them to death. I would die for anybody, any one of them. I would do that for Dom. I would do that for not a lot of people, because I love my life too. But like Dom is one of those people that I'd get in front of a bus for.
A stop bus, like a stationary bus. That's not moving.
Man. Like it's a train, bruh.
So
no, for real.
So you guys just you're talking about like how you died for Dom. How'd you guys meet? Because like Dom kind of touched on it when he came back from the Phils.
Yes.
But I was already away from
Okay.
Montreal. So like how did the Dom and the Mike duo happen?
I actually tell this story all the time because of this funny I guess not happening, but like a wardrobe that Mike was wearing that day. That's the first time I saw him. But I actually wanted I'll tell it later, but I want to hear Mike's POV. Yeah.
Oh no, for me, I'm one of the most boring storytellers, Dom. Like it was a rainy night. It was a rainy night in Ortigas in the Philippines. And it was a gathering of this group that I was with, the Microphone Club 4. And they had an awarding night. It was one of those nights where, you'd like to have fun a little, party a little, and give out, these mini awards. And like Dom said, I won host of the year for that year. Like yeah, I just know that stands for nothing. You guys just want to. It doesn't stand for anything. If I'm being, real with myself, it doesn't stand for anything. They just really they must have talked amongst the committee and said, okay, so who's going to be host of the year? Mike? Okay, yeah. That was the whole conversation. Not trying to be humble or anything, but yeah, that's for real, 100%. So this guy, were you wearing a suit?
I
Like,
was.
because
I
in my
had
mind,
to
most of
buy
the time,
that suit that day because I
you
didn't
were
have
wearing a suit.
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah,
Right.
and yeah, we had a common friend, had being
Had
that she's moved away now, and she introduced me to Dom, and I was wondering, like, never seen this dude before, but he seems nice. Uh, Speaks English a lot. Oh, where is he from? Well, where are you from, Dom? I'm from Canada. I'm here on
Uy, hindi ako
vacation.
nag-English nun ah.
Yo, that accent though. What the heck? That's so on point. Yo, Mike, you're so.
Did I get that?
Yeah, that was
I
actually.
didn't hear it. Do it again.
No, I can't do it again. I can't do it
I
again.
heard it. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it.
Canada.
Oh man.
Canada. Sorry, but yeah. Sorry, it's just one of those things that just pop. Oh, okay,
that's
shoot,
what's
I
up,
did
that's
that.
what's up.
So, in this guy, like, starts following me around, and it's not in an annoying way. Like, I can really say that he was trying to befriend me. It was genuine. It's not like this guy, it's not like a guy who's just annoying. No, it's not. So we crack a couple of drinks, crack open a beer. Josh comes in. We have a wonderful night. Yeah, you were talking about that thing that I was wearing on my neck.
Yeah.
It was a scarf.
It was a scarf.
Yeah, it was the scarf that Ann made. Ann made that.
Hey,
Ann
you
made
didn't
that.
tell me that Ann made it. Had I known,
You're a bad
I would
friend.
have loved that scarf for you, okay?
You're a bad
Ann
friend.
made that. Yo,
Funniest.
my fiance made that. But yeah,
I
everyone
think
was giving me shit about that scarf. Dude, it was freaking raining. Like,
it was raining, but it wasn't that cold because I remember it.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
remember
it never
telling.
is.
I remember always telling the story like this because
Okay.
as soon as I came, because the theme was Gatsby, like the
Yeah,
Great Gatsby. So I was nervous because every
I was
time
so
it's
off
like
theme.
that, I want to be, I want to belong in a way. So I
Yeah,
had
you
to
wanna
buy
fit in.
like a cheap suit in Landmark, sa Pilipinas, and I saw this guy, this handsome guy with a scarf, right? Like, what is he doing with a scarf? And then I met him later on that night, and I think one of the things that made me relate to him is one of the things that he told me when we were speaking on the balcony. I don't know if you remember this, Mike. It's
I remember
beside
that.
the
It had the slip
kind
and
of like
slide,
the
like
plastic
baby.
slide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little Tykes kind of setup.
and he this friend of ours, our friend before, introduced us with each other, and
Mhm.
he's the radio DJ. So I was like, wow, I've never met a radio DJ before, and
Yeah.
I was like, what is the most? I forgot this question specifically, but I think I want to ask it again later on. But this was his answer before. What is the most satisfying or gratifying moment that you've experienced doing radio hosting?
Uh-huh.
And his answer was
Oh yeah.
connecting with people. And he told me about a story that he spoke with a person who was depressed,
Yeah, suicidal.
and suicidal,
Yeah.
and got that person to talk her out of it.
Wow.
And they're still communicating to this day, and it's one of those things that I really appreciate as a host myself as well, that it's those communications. It's not the money. I mean, it's there, for the taking.
Yeah.
It's always there if you do it for a job. But I was touched by that conversation. I was like, this guy is real. He's
Thank you.
he's not just his scarf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo. Hey man, his
He's
wife made that.
deeper.
His fiance made that, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
He's
Come
deeper
on, man.
and since that day, and I remember, to this day, and I was like, I like this guy, and it so happened that we have a lot of things in common. We like a lot of things, especially with food as well. He brought me to a lot of good restaurants in the Philippines, and that was the start, I guess, of that friendship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. She was she called. Sorry, she was commenting away on this one afternoon where I had siesta sessions. That's the name of my show.
Okay.
And then she would drop something like, um, "Hi DJ Mike, I'm gonna translate this in English.
Oh,
Hi
okay. So
DJ Mike,
this was the girl that was
yeah,
suicidal. Okay, okay.
yeah. So hi DJ Mike, I all I do every day is wait for your show because it's so fun and you're so refreshing to listen to, somewhere along those lines." And then
Right.
she texts the. Do you remember this, Dom? She texts the private line
Yes,
and
you told me.
says, "Hi, DJ Mike. Hi, my name is this and that." And then I'm from San Juan. I'm this and that age. Parang at first it would feel uncomfortable because she's supplying you all the information about her personal information that you don't really need to know if you were consciously aware, consciously protecting your privacy. And then she opens up about um, her past abusive relationship, her relationship with her parents
Dang.
as well. So it kind of stacked up, it piled up, and the end result, the byproduct, is her not being able to. I mean, although she is talented, she is um, at that time she was morbidly obese,
Hmm.
Mm.
and she said, she had really low self-esteem. And I said, okay, like this is a moment for me to recognize whether I want to soak in the prestige of being a radio DJ, or if I want this career to be meaningful.
Mm.
Hmm.
Because it's
Hmm.
easy again to lose yourself in the prestige of everything. You get free this and that, you get free access to this and that. People bring you free food during your show, and these are random people you've never seen in your life before. And then there's this woman who says, "Actually po, iniisip ko na, I was thinking about ending it any day now."
Hmm.
And that you know took me aback and said, "What did you say?" Like, yeah, I want to end it, I just don't see the point in it anymore. This, mind you, this person was smart. She's not, hindi naman siya patapon
Yeah.
ng buhay.
Mm.
And then I said, okay, I gotta do what I can. I had no idea what I was gonna do, but I just sometimes, what I realized towards the end is, if you just stay long enough. Stay long enough for that person to maybe change his or her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge. Don't judge. This person is not looking for direction from you.
Hmm.
This person is looking for support. And that comes in different forms. It could come from speaking and listening. Sometimes a good combination of both. If you time it well, it will work. So I think, that it was a series of that. And I think, Dom, I told you the last time we spoke about her that she got married 2 years ago.
Wow.
She looks great. She's
Congrats.
You
living
did.
in.
I didn't know. Wow.
She's married now.
Wow. That's
Found the love
amazing.
of her life. Has a baby now.
That's
She's in
amazing.
Cagayan. Yeah,
Wow.
Dang.
she's living a quiet life. That's why we lost contact. It's because mainly I was using my old Facebook because I couldn't get her number anymore because I didn't have access to the office, to the DJ booth anymore. So we added each other on social media, and now
That's what's
she's
up.
doing great. She's doing great. She's managing a freaking farm, dude.
That's sick.
Wow.
She's a yeah, with her husband.
Dang.
And I said, I'm just really happy for you. Like, I couldn't imagine what would have happened, or if you weren't here anymore.
Hmm.
Like, that would have been it. That would be just done. Period. But look at, did you think that it was possible? Yeah,
Right.
no, no. I'm just glad that you were one of the people who stayed, just throughout the whole ordeal, and sinabi niya sa akin, alam mo, natutunan ko sa kanya, sinabi niya sa akin, while yes, sometimes anxiety and depression, being suicidal is a hormonal imbalance. That's basically what it is. Not all of us have the same constitution in terms of our body, and the composition of the hormones in our body, the levels in our body. But she found that the point of being a human being, a good human being, is not for people to tell you that you are one. It's because you've actually served a purpose of a good human being.
That's amazing.
That's how she's living now. Like, wow. I thought I was helping her.
Yeah.
She had
crazy,
a punchline throughout this whole time, like just waiting there. And so we ended the chat with her saying thank you, and I said, all the best to you, man. Godspeed. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's an amazing story that she got there. Oh my God,
that's dope.
You just love people.
No, and I think that's important, man. I think that's something that we lack a lot now in this world, is that people loving people. I think, I don't know for you guys, but I know for me, what got me moving forward in my own life was knowing that people valued me and appreciated me, even in the moments that I didn't do that for myself. And I think that's what it is. At the end of the day, we all want to be valued. We all want to, be loved. And it's tough because we live in a world where everyone is trying to get what's theirs. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that to a certain extent, right? Where at the end of the day, you still need to take care of you. But for sure. You don't have to be a dick about it.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, check your motives.
Yeah.
Check your motives.
You got to check your motives.
Yeah.
Right?
And man, I think it's necessary that, we as a collective, as individuals, as humans, we need to start showing more love to our fellow humans, regardless of background.
For sure.
For
sure, man.
And I think honestly, it starts off with your most intimate circle, like your friends, and then your friends' friends, kind of thing, and then pass it forward. Because I know for me, man, like I said earlier, what got me to this place. So, Mike, if you don't know, I'm a youth pastor, and that's kind of like my day job and my lifestyle, pretty much. But what got me here wasn't because only of my belief in God, but because someone took care of me. Someone believed in me, that I can be more than just some kid from the ghetto. Yeah. And that brought me forward, thinking of I can find success through something that I am passionate about. Just that little thought. And I'm I know that's kind of that's kind of cliche and whatever.
No. I mean,
but I when someone,
it's universal,
right? And it wasn't even something spiritual. The guy I was talking to was just man, hey, you're good on the mic. Just do what you need to do. And I was like, yo, wow, okay, let me try that. And that led into making music. That led into making videos, being a photographer. Then that led me to becoming a pastor or whatever. And it's just you don't understand how something so small, something that you might just just randomly say, can actually affect someone's well-being.
The mustard seed.
Even just the phrase. Yeah, even just the phrase would trigger someone, and it could inspire that someone to do something big.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Oh
and
my God.
We were talking about it for our last episode, that these things, it would be kind of boring if everybody did the same thing.
Yeah.
And all we're in the chess. I'm not really good at it, by the way, but I know the roles of the characters in the chess, right? Mm-hmm. So we play all these roles, and if you play your role right, you get your community would be successful. Even just the community around you, your family, your friends, and what you guys do is very, very important and could impact a lot of people. Just to pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
No
I know,
doubt.
I know, Mike. It's super early there in the fields, and so I don't want to take too much of your time. But last question, and this is kind of to summarize everything that we've talked about, from your passions and all that stuff. What is a piece of advice that you can give to our listeners, to whoever is watching this, who is trying to pursue their passions, but are kind of either stuck or like just don't know where to go? Like what is a piece of advice that either you received or, you know, you've gained as you went through your journey?
Number one is value the people around you, not because they will play a part in your success. Just value them. Give trust to everyone that you meet. Until
proven wrong.
Until proven wrong, until proven unworthy,
Mm-hmm,
because that's going to happen to you too. By all means, chase money. Do whatever you want with your money. But know that, you know, if that's what you're chasing, then you're never going to be satisfied. Go for meaningful conversations. Go for meaningful gestures. Go for meaningful everything, as opposed to I got to accomplish this for myself because this is in my bucket list or something like that. Go for meaningful. Don't go for prestige. Don't go for money. Go for meaningful. If it's not a win, it's not a win if you're the only one that's celebrating. It's not a win.
Right.
You win for you. You win for your community. You win for your family. For the people who are important to you. By all means, this is the one. I'm gonna end it with this. Take it easy, but for God's sake, you gotta go hard for what you love. Take it easy, but go hard for what you love.
That's what's up.
That's what's gonna keep you alive. That's gonna keep you on Earth, and that's gonna keep you useful for other people, helpful, beneficial for other people. Those are some of the things that I love.
I love that. Thank you so much. I know that this has been the second episode, and for sure, we would love to have you back, Mike, if you give us the opportunity again.
How about
maybe in the future? And I love that we did this.
Yeah.
And I hope
me too.
We can all do this in person. One day.
I would love that.
I would love that.
I would like to hug my brothers. You know what I mean? I want a hug now.
That's what I'm saying,
it
man.
has been a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys have learned something from this conversation and also had fun with us, laughed with us, did voices with us as well. And so once again, Mike, what is your handle so they can follow you and subscribe to you?
Yes, listen to my podcast. It's the Mike Acuna podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, also on Deezer, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Also, if you are the Facebook kind of gal or girl or guy, it's facebook.com/Mike Acuna Events, and on Instagram it's _Mike Acuna. Recently, I posted pictures of myself in events and a couple of pictures of my project bike, which I started working on in February and ended yesterday.
I saw that. It's kind of sick. It looks nice.
Badass looking bike,
That's Cafe Racer.
Yeah, it's a Cafe Racer. It's 100 cc. Very very. It gets me from point A to point B. It's not a Ducati or an MV Agusta, but it's a sick bike. What can I say?
Exactly. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to follow Mike Acuna podcast. Has great conversations with cool people, interesting and fun conversations as well. And this has been the Kwentossential podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Dom. You can follow me on IG at D0MZONE. That's Domzone. And JP.
And you can find me at Just Cruising, JUSTCRZING, where I post just a bunch of photos and just whatever I feel like I want to post at the end of the day.
I'm following you now.
Yeah.
I'm following you now.
Oh, really? Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Quintessentials podcast. You guys, please keep this up. You don't know who you're reaching out to, and you don't know who you're helping. So it's just keep them coming, man. Keep the good juju coming. Keep the love flowing up in here.
What's
you know
up?
What I mean?
Yeah, one love. Yeah. What's up?
For sure.
Thank you so much, guys. So see you guys on the next episode of the Kwentossential podcast.
Peace.